Hello everyone, welcome to Codex Academy. Today we are going to discuss about the code tab and our first block palette, which is called motion block palette, and we'll discuss each and every command block present in the motion block in detail. So here we go. When we discuss about the code tab, this code tab specially designed to contain all the block palettes, which is the group of different type of command blocks. You can see over here there are multiple block palettes: motion, look, sound, event, control, sensing, operators, variables, and my block. It's as per our demand. We can create our block and we can use it for our animation. So the code tab contain all the script, all the blocks which can be used to create your organized program. So you can see here, like for example in motion block palette there are multiple number of command blocks are available, and each command block have a specific instructions. When we are going to write our program with the help of these blocks, you can drag and drop these command blocks in the script area, and on the basis of that your program will be designed. And once your program is designed, you can run it and you can see the effect in the sprite area. So now first we discuss about the motion block palette and how it contains different kind of command blocks and each command block how it will work in the scratch. So here we are. First, when we talk about the motion block, motion means movement. This block is specially designed to control the movement of sprite. It can control the position, the movement of sprite on the stage. Stage means sprite area. Whenever you want to change the position and the movement of your sprite, you can use these motion blocks. First we discuss about some common blocks, and after that we will see these blocks, how these blocks work on the scratch. So here we are. Whenever you open your scratch, you will see by default motion block always open, and the first block in the motion block is move steps. In this bracket you can write down any number, and on the basis of that your sprite can move forward and the backward direction. So it will help to show the movement of sprite. Now the second one is turn degree. With the help of this block, you can rotate your sprite clockwise and counterclockwise as well. You can see there are two type of blocks are available. One is rotating clockwise and another one is rotating anti-clockwise. So whenever you choose this one, so your sprite will rotate clockwise. Whenever you will choose this counterclockwise, your sprite will rotate counterclockwise. Here you can write the degree from 0 to 360 degree. On the basis of that the rotation will perform. Now the next one is go to. Go to, it shows the movement, means how much you want to move your sprite to the specific position. You want to change their random position, like whenever you click the flag and automatically your sprite will move into different place on the sprite area. So on the basis of that you can choose the random position, you can choose the mouse cursor as well for this. Next, it shows the go to X and Y position, means whenever you want to specify the position of sprite, you can choose this block. You can set the X and Y position of sprite, and on the basis of that whenever you want to move your sprite into the specific position, you can drag and drop this block, set the value of X and Y. On the basis of that your sprite will set on the particular position. Now we'll discuss about the next blocks which are available on the motion blocks. So here we are. Here there are some more blocks like glide bracket second to this. It means whenever you want to move smoothly your sprite, means like a gliding on the surface of the sprite area. So you can set the specified position with a particular time period, like for a 1 second or for many seconds. On the basis of that you can choose the random position, you can also choose the mouse pointer. So on the basis of that whenever you click the flag, you will see your sprite will glide on the screen. So here you can choose the random position and also the mouse pointer. Same type of block when you want the specific position, like here you will set, instead of random position or mouse pointer, you can set the value of X and Y. Otherwise the both blocks work in the same way, but here you can choose the random position and the mouse pointer as per your animation's demand, and here you will set the specific value of X and Y. The next one, it shows the point in direction. Means here you can rotate your sprite at the specific face of direction. Means suppose you want to show your sprite into a different point of angle, so you can set with the help of this block. The next one is point towards mouse pointer or sprite. Means where you want to change the face of your sprite towards the specific object or to the mouse pointer, you can choose this block. It will help to easily move the direction of your sprite at a specified position. Now we discuss about the other motion blocks. So here we are. Here there are some more motion blocks which helps to create very fine and attractive animation for us. You will see like change X by and change Y by. What is the sense of this? You can change the value of X and Y position related to the current position of the sprite. Means the sprite have a specified X and Y position whenever you will put the sprite on the sprite area. Here you can move the sprite horizontally by the changing the X value and vertically by changing the Y value related to its current position with the help of this block. Now the next one is if on edge bounce. Means whenever your sprite will touch the edge, it will bounce. So especially this block used to create a bouncing effect on the game. So it is very interesting block to create different kind of games like bouncing ball and other different kind of games also we use this block. Now the next one is set rotation style. Means here whenever you want to set the rotation style of sprite, either it move to left to right direction or it should not rotate or it rotate in all direction, how it will move into the whole screen. So you can set the rotation style of your sprite. Now here this will show the X, Y and direction position of the sprite in the current way. Means whenever you want to see the current X position, Y position and the direction of sprite, you just need to click over here. You can see this X position on the screen, and here you can click on all three, so you will see X position, Y position and the direction also of your sprite on screen. So this is all about the motion block. Now we'll see how all these motion block will work on Scratch. So here we are. Whenever you will open your Scratch, by default you will see motion blocks are over here and one of our cat sprite is also available over here. Now we'll see how all these motion blocks will work with the help of this sprite movement. So first, because I need to see how our blocks will work, so first I need to choose the flag block which is available on the event block. So I will take it and drag and drop over here. Next I'll move to the motion block. Now first I will take move 10 step block and put it over here. So now whenever I'll click the flag, you will see the sprite move 10 steps. You can see the little movement in this cat. If you want to increase the value of this movement, you can increase it, like I'll make it 100. So you can see how the cat is moving right now. You can see the movement distance is getting increased. So you can change this value as per your demand. Now we'll discuss about the another block. This one, turn 15 degree. Now you'll see I'll click on the flag. It's rotating clockwise. Now you can change this value. I'll make it 45 and now again you will see it's rotating in 45 degree angle. Now next one, I will take it turn counterclockwise and I will make it the value here 90 degree. So now you will see the result. It rotate counterclockwise. Same here, whenever you want to take go to, here it's mentioned random position and also you can click on this drop down and you will see there is an option of mouse pointer. Means where is our mouse pointer, so you can select that one also. Like mouse pointer, if I'll select my mouse pointer is here and when I'll click on that, your cat should be moved to the mouse pointer direction. So you can see here, if I'll choose to the random position, you can select the random position and then you can click over here. So it will move to the random position. different position it will move. So this is the way how this block will work. Now the next one is the same. Here you will set the position of x and y for your sprite. So you can change the value over here. You can write it down anyone. Suppose I will write over here 100 and here I will write 150. So now you will see the effect, it moves upside. This is the position. You can see the x value is 100 over here and y value is 150 over here. So you can set the value according to that. The next one is the glide. Glide means it's move like in slider way. It will move on the screen. Now you will see how it will work. So you can see it's gliding over there. For a 1 second it will glide over here. You can increase the value of the second. Suppose I will make it 5. So it will, you can see it moves slowly. There are 5 seconds it will move. As the value of second will increase, the speed of the movement is going to be slow down. The next here, the same point, but here the x and y value you can set same as the x and y value will set in the go to. So you can do it the same value, like here it's minus value, I can make it is 100 and here I will make it also 100. So you can see the effect, it move in a gliding manner, it will move to 100 x and y position. Now the next block is point in direction, which is the point direction you can set over there. You can move it, your sprite will move in the same direction. Like here I will take it 90 degree, point in direction 90. So you can see it come to exact 90 degree position. You can check in the direction also. Here you can see it's a 90 degree angle. You can change this value and according to that you can see it will show the movement. Again I change it from here and you will see again it will back to the 90 degree position whenever I'll click the flag. So you can see over here. Next we'll take the point towards the mouse pointer. You select, your sprite will move point towards the mouse pointer. So you can see over here it automatically point towards the mouse pointer. So it will change the direction whenever we're going to click over here. Next, with the help of these blocks you can change the value of x and y. Suppose I want to change it, make it 80. So here you can see how it will affect, it will change the value of 80. So here same thing, you can set the value of x also, change the value of y and set the value of y as well. Now the next one, if on the edges it shows bounce. It is very interesting block which is specially used whenever you design any game. First I will make it straight or sprite and then afterwards I'll put it on the edges. Whenever we are going to click this block, you can see it show little bouncing movement. You can see how your sprite will bounce over here. Again if you want to touch the edges and again you can see the effect. Now the next one is to set the rotation style. Here you can see the different type of options are available, left, right, not, don't rotate and all around. So you can choose any style and on the basis of that your sprite will rotate in a particular direction like left, right or don't rotate all around as per the demand of your game or animation. Now the next motion blocks are X position, Y position and the direction. Here with the help of these blocks you can find out the X position, Y position and the direction of your sprite. To see the position of my sprite I just need to click over here. You can see X position of your sprite. Now the next you just click on this Y one, you can see the Y position of your sprite. Now if you want to see the direction, you can see the direction value of your sprite. So this is all about the motion block and these blocks are really helpful whenever we are going to create any game, animations or story. Motion blocks are most commonly used in all kind of animations, games and stories. These create a very interactive animations and program which you really enjoyed. This is all about the motion block. In next session we'll discuss about the next block palette. I hope you enjoy the session. Thank you. Have a nice day.